Okay, shalom, shalom. Kwam Yasha'Allah. Koholoimla Yahweh Bahashim Yahushai Bahashim Rakahakwadash. Double honors to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well, and that by the Spirit taught us this beautiful truth. Just want to save the water. To all the H.I.M and Akwaf that's out here sincerely keeping the laws, the statutes, and commandments of Yahweh Bahashim Yahushai to the best of their ability. My name is Hanan Awaf, just coming at you with another quick lesson, praying that it's edifying by the Spirit. And the true name of the Father is Yahweh, which means that He exists, or the existing one, which the world, they call Him the Most High. They ignorantly call Him all these different names, but His name is Yahweh, which means that He exists, or the existing one, and the true name of His Son is Yahweh Shai, which the world ignorantly calls Jesus. It's Yahweh Shai, which means that He's the Savior, or deliverer in the Paleo Hebrew. And found this pretty interesting article in the Independent. It says black Hebrew fighter pilot at Lockheed Martin claims boss tried to repeatedly to convert him to Christianity. Okay, the black Hebrew Israelite movement, right? But we're not black, man. There's no such thing as black people. That's an social construct that was created by people that's calling themselves white, which there's no such thing as white people. Those people that are calling themselves white are Hebrew Edomites. And who they're calling so-called black or Hebrew Israelites. Because we come from Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. They come from Abraham, Isaac, and Esau. Now, this is not a color thing. Because, again, there's no such thing as black. When they put that black on names, you know what I'm saying? Or, it is generally to diminish. Or basically to take away from who you really are. Because that word black goes into a lot of negative shit if you look it up. But, let's see what we can get out of this, man. There's so many things. Because first off, if you're in the military like this, and you're let's just read some of this real quick. It says a member of the black Hebrew Israelite movement and fighter pilot working as an F-35 flight instructor for Lockheed Martin claims a spiteful higher-up regularly questioned his religious beliefs, going out of her way to interrupt his observance of Shabbat, and making multiple attempts to convert him to Christianity during an overseas assignment. Okay, so we can get a couple of things out of this paragraph in itself. If you're dealing with this military, okay, basically, okay, he's a flight instructor. So I don't think he's actually in the military. Could be or may not be. But if you are in that military, you're going to be fighting against the Lord overall. Basically you're training people to actually, get the asses demolished by the Lord, really, in reality. And this is why, the apostles, always say too, just be circumspect, to move about with wisdom. Because that's the reason why we don't go out as far as GMS. We follow the teachings of our beloved apostles, you know what I'm saying, of Great Millstone. And we're not out in public everywhere with fringes on, man. We're not going to work with fringes on. We're not going to work and just letting everybody know what we're into. We're just going to work, get our little coins, man, and take our asses home. But you have these overzealous, over-righteous Israelites that want to go out and let everybody know. I get it. When you first come into this truth, it's exciting. You want to let everybody know, but you have to use wisdom, man. You have to really, know when to speak and know when to not speak, so to speak. You know what I'm saying? If you get what I'm saying. But anyway, let's get some more. Okay, so he got a federal lawsuit. That's according to a federal lawsuit filed by Richard Rowland Jones. And another thing too, they know that we're Hebrew Israelites, and they know that we're teaching against the this kingdom. We're actually, what we're doing to them would consider to be treasonous. We're prophesying the downfall of this kingdom. This very kingdom that he's, instructing these fighter jet students to. We're coming up against that kingdom, man. You know what I'm saying? On a day-to-day basis as we do these videos and go out on the highways and byways. And so, scriptures talks about be wise as a serpent but harmless as a dove. Just go get your daily bread, man. That's all it's about. These jobs ain't shit, man, but going to get your daily bread to keep the the roof over your head, you know what I'm saying, which is the Lord. We know it's Yahweh Bashim Yahushai that provides for us. He's the one that gives us our daily bread. But he actually said that if a man doesn't work, neither shall he eat as well. So just go get your little coins, man, and come on to the crib. And then at the same time too, we're in captivity, man. We can't keep the Shabbat 100 in this place, man. Now some people, because a lot of these people, they celebrate Friday sundown to Saturday sundown, and I'm willing to bet you this is probably what this guy's into. He's probably not keeping the new moon Sabbath. You know what I'm saying? Because the Sabbath goes by the new moon. Sometimes it'll land, the new moon will land on a Friday, evening, and it'll go into that Saturday evening. But but the new moon can land on a Tuesday, a Wednesday. And you have to realize that this calendar that we go by right now, it didn't exist when, in the ancient days when the Lord gave us the Shabbat, man, or the Sabbath, man. You have to keep that in mind. Okay, but that's according to the federal lawsuit filed by Richard Roland Jones III, whose complaint also accuses the supervisor of, among numerous other things, openly lamenting the fact that their workplace was no longer whites only. Yeah, man. Jones always received superior work evaluations throughout his 3 years at the multinational aerospace and defense behemoth. And this lets you know too how far this truth has gone too, man. Jake waking up, man, and Esau can't stop it. It says, according to the complaint, which says he received a leadership award in 2023 that goes only to those ranked among the top 1% of Lockheed Martin employees globally. Because Jake get it in, man. Hey, Jake, that's the reason why America is doing so bad, because they try and keep Jake down intellectually when we're the brains of the earth, man. If America has some real sense, they would actually give Jake the opportunities to get into these different fields. They would be doing better as a nation if they did, but they want to downplay Jake, tribe, and pretty much overall they just want to dumb him down. They want to dumb down our people. But you already have us in captivity. Jake already believed that they're Americans. Jake doofy like that. So you already got us conquered. So why not go ahead and just let these niggas be Americans? Why don't you go ahead and put some money towards them going to these higher up schools? Because Jake is far smarter than you motherfuckers, man. We're the most brilliant people on the planet. We're the most brilliant creation that the Lord put out here, man. But these people, they try and, stomp us out to the point of, and here you go. You damn Edomites, man, under pressure, y'all ain't shit. And then you steal every damn thing anyway. Most of the stuff that you got anyway was invented by Jake. So you might as well just go ahead and let Jake go ahead, put some money behind Jake, Let him go ahead and get that pristine education that you fuckers got. and Jake could come up with some real weapons for y'all asses. You think, man, Jake, if Jake had the power or the money or the might to go to these schools, you don't think that Jake could make a far better jet than a fucking F-35? Man, Jake could have some shit out here, man. Come on, man. Jake is creative. You can see Jake just with the cars that they drive, the way that they trick out a fucking car. You don't think they'll trick out a plane? Come on, bro. Anyway. All right, but it says, but when Jones reported the situations to management, the complaint says the 47-year-old aviator's concerns were either slow-walked or ignored altogether, because they don't respect you, Jake, man, until he was finally terminated over ginned-up charges he argues were false and pretextual. Jones' lawsuit, which was filed on September 2nd in a U.S. District Court in Maryland, and has not been previously reported, contends his mistreatment stems from the fact that he complies with non-traditional Judeo-religious beliefs and practices. It says he was subject to systematic discrimination on the basis of his race and religion, including, but not limited to, discriminatory policies, practices, behaviors, and procedures, differential treatment, and hostility in the workplace. Yeah, Jake, hey, use the laws of the land against Esau ass, man. Use his shit against him. And that shows you the fall of these Edomites as well, man. Attorney Leslie Ogochi, who was representing Jones, declined to comment on the case directed to the Independent to the complaint as filed, which she said contained all the information necessary. In an email on Tuesday, Lockheed Martin spokesperson said, in general, it is our company policy, our company practice, not to comment on pending litigation. Voicemails, emails, and texts to Jones' former supervisor went unanswered. Both Lockheed Martin and the supervisor are named as the defendants in the suit. The F-35 is a fifth-generative fighter jet with a per-unit cost that can exceed $100 million and has a top speed of 1,200 miles per hour, or Mach 1.6. So Jake is an instructor on how to fly one of these shits, man. It's used by at least a dozen nations, including the United States, although the program has been beset by various problems from the start. The F-35 is considered by the Air Force to be far and away the most advanced combat aircraft ever built. Lockheed Martin is the prime contractor. Okay, cool. Jones, a Florida resident, was hired by Lockheed Martin in 2021 to work as a fighter and F-35 instructor and training operations manager at the Misawa Air Base in Japan, roughly 400 miles north of Tokyo. The installation is home to both U.S. and Japanese forces, and Jones was the only black Hebrew instructor in Lockheed Martin's entire F-35 training program. As a part of Jones' belief, he actively practiced the Shabbat, which prohibits, I said that, any work from Friday sunset to Saturday sunset, the complaint explains. But again, see, and he could be a member of IUIC or something like one of those groups, man. Because again, there's no such thing as Friday or Saturday in the Bible. You're not going to see Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. You're not going to see any of that in the scriptures, man. That Shabbat is centered on the new moon. That word moon, it goes off into month. Matter of fact, let's see if we can get that real quick. I'm going to the blue letter. And I kind of figured that anyway. You know what I'm saying? You know, that's what, because actually he's trying to keep the Shabbat like how those imposters over in Israel keep it. That's what he's really trying to do. He's following them behind them. Let me see. Probably should have just put in the new moon. Let's see in Deuteronomy 4:19 here. I just want to really get the word moon real fast. Lockheed. Yeah, very interesting article, man. But it shows you that this truth is really going out. Because a story like this, you know what I'm saying? You know, people are like, damn, black Hebrew. Yup, it's a moon. H3391. Month. Yep, see? Lunar cycle. Month. Moon. Calendar month. That's how it goes. There's no such thing. Matter of fact, let's ask ChatGPT real quick if there's a Friday or Saturday in the Bible. Okay, so I phrased the question in ChatGPT. If there's no such thing as Friday and Saturday in the Bible, why do the Israelis think it's the actual biblical Sabbath? It says, good question. You're right that in the Bible itself, you won't find the words like Friday or Saturday. Those names for the days of the week come from later Roman and European traditions. See that? So this is basically what this guy is keeping. In the scriptures, the days are usually numbered simply as first day, second day, and so on, with only the seventh day singled out as the Sabbath. Genesis 2:2-3, Exodus 20:8-11. So why do modern Jews and Israelis today keep the Sabbath from Friday evening to Saturday evening? Hebrew reckoning of days. In Genesis 1, each day is described as evening and morning. That's why Jewish days begin at sundown, not midnight. Well, we know that because that's the way we see days. So we agree with that. We know that a new day starts when in the evening. It says continuous weekly cycle. Even though the Bible doesn't name Saturday, the Jewish people preserved the 7-day week continuously from ancient times. By the time of the Roman Empire, non-Jews even noted that the Jews rested on what the Romans called Saturn's Day or Saturday. Language difference. Hebrew, Saturday is called Saturday, but Shabbat, Friday, is called Erev Shabbat. Shabbat Eve. These aren't Roman names, but Hebrew traditions. Historical continuity, next on the list. The Jewish calendar has tracked Sabbaths consistently. Even Jesus in the New Testament is shown keeping the Sabbath on the same day as other Jews of his time. Luke 4:16. So while Saturday is a Roman English name, what Israelis mean is the seventh day that has been continuously observed as Sabbath in Jewish traditions. Nah, man, but it's not gonna land every Friday sundown to Saturday sundown. It just doesn't work that way. The new moon can land on a Wednesday, man. It can land on a Thursday. It can land on a Monday. And that's how you keep the Shabbat, you know. And then, like I said again, you know, none of us can actually keep it the full way. Now you got these Israelis, they go through some strenuous things of, you know, they you know, because they really think they're the people. A lot of them, those Israelis, they really believe that they're actually the real Israelites, and they're not. They're imposters. But us, as so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, we're in captivity, man. You're not going to be able to keep that to the T. You're just not, man. Some days what you gonna do? You want every Friday and Saturday off? Because being in this captivity, a lot of us, we wouldn't have jobs if that was the case. We got to go to work. We got to, you know, it just is what it is. That's just a part of. Let me see what the scripture talks about being over righteous. What is that? It's been a minute on that one. I think it's in. Is it Ecclesiastes 7? Yeah, man, you can't be over righteous in this thing, man, of ours, man. You gotta just, we doing the best we can until the Lord comes. Oh yeah, Ecclesiastes 7:16. It says, "Be not righteous over much, neither make thyself over wise. Why shouldest thou destroy thyself?" Because you can destroy yourself doing that, you know. Because again, we're in captivity, man. You know, you know, you're trying to be at peace with all men to the best of your ability. Go and get your little coins and get the fuck away from them people as soon as you can. As soon as you punch out, you should be in your damn car, man, moving towards towards your home, or at least away from them. Go handle your business and get your ass to the crib. You know, everybody don't need to know that you're a Hebrew Israelite. You don't need to be going, because you're going to the job, you're getting paid to work and do that job, man. You're not going there to, you know how many niggas done got fired? Because you done ran your mouth, you done ran off into the building, and you done ran your mouth. You know you a Hebrew Israelite, brother. You know Jesus not white. You know, it's niggas out here that really believe in white Jesus, man. They take offense to you telling them that their Lord and Savior is not going to come back as a blonde-haired, blue-eyed white guy. They going straight to management, man. They don't need to know. You just, when you get to the crib, or if you go on a lunch break, you can do a lesson, man. Do a damn lesson. You get to the crib, do your lessons, man. You got to go out on the highways and byways. You go to the highways and byways. Now, if they see you on the highways and byways, too goddamn bad. You just let them know, hey, look, hey, this truth, if you're an Edomite, you going into captivity. That's that. That's the scriptures, man. But that work is to be done outside of that workplace, man, that you're in, man. You're not supposed to be going there, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, you got damn fringes all over every goddamn thing. Fringes on your work uniform. Nah, man, just go do the damn job. Come on. But I mean, I will say this is a good thing, though, too, at the same time, because I would like to know what camp he's in. But it's kind of sounding like he's more than likely in IUIC or something like that, I believe. Because they do that. But maybe not. I could be wrong. I was trying to see if I could get this. Let me see his name. Maybe I can get a quick little photo of him. And then, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, you might get a nice little lawsuit out of this shit. But why would you want to be put on spot like this? Okay, so this is the guy right here? Nah, well, it's a few of these guys. I don't think any of these. I'm trying to see any of these boys. This nigga got on some fringes. No, I ain't seeing no actual photos of him, because this is the only real Jake I'm seeing right here. It could be him, though. Oh, no, he's a lawyer in Houston, Texas. No, that's a popular name. Shit, there's a bunch of them people out here then. Okay, one popular name. All right, but anyway, you know, it doesn't matter whether or not we see any pictures of them, because it's not a color thing. You know what I'm saying? You know, because this very person could be a Hebrew Israelite from the northern tribe. I mean, from the northern kingdom, Salakia. He could be, you know, Issachar. He could be Zebulon or Asher. Who knows? But, you know, again, hey, this is not a regular feat, man. You know what I'm saying? Shit, it takes some skill to get into a program like this, man, and be dealing with them kind of shit. Just flying a regular airplane. I'm hearing one. It's one right over me right now. Just flying one of them regular ones. So imagine a fighter jet, man, that flies, you know, 1,200 miles an hour, and he's instructing people on how to fly that bitch. See? But anyway, you know, I just found this. I seen it. I'm like, huh? Because I was thinking, like, okay, well, maybe there's some, you know, Israeli that happens to be so-called black, and you know, you can go to Israel and so-called convert to being a Israeli or Judaism or whatever the case may be. But okay, so this is looking like a real Jake, man, right here in these Americas that's suing their asses. Not, you know, I say more power to them, man. Get what you know. Fuck them. Use their law the same way that they would use it. So with that, pray that the lesson was edifying. Kwame Yashala. Matter of fact, you know what? Let me see what a couple of these comments say. See, somebody says, why is a black Hebrew Israelite working as a flight instructor at Lockheed Martin in the first place? And the real question, history shows that the Israelites were not originally black, which this sect of religion believes. Nah, nigga, I don't know who the fuck you talking about, because the Lord wasn't some white guy. The fuck is you talking about? Here you go with this clown. First, the only way to salvation is through Jesus Christ. Get the hell out of here, man. The Lord's name is not Jesus. There was no letter J when the Lord walked the earth, man. If they were both willing to engage in conversation about faith, it sounds to me like one man was looking out for the other and sharing the truth about the gospel. No, he was trying to push that bullshit ass idolatrous religion on your ass, man, to get your ass destroyed. Because any of you niggas believing in white Jesus, your ass is going to be destroyed. Because it's an idol. Straight up. Anybody believing in because white Jesus, that shit is nothing but white supremacy. That's all that it is, man. And we wouldn't know about no white Jesus had these people not kidnapped us and brutally raped us and done all this shit and beat that Bible, you know, that particular picture in our minds. But these people gonna soon see, man. You know, so but I would say stories like this right here, hey, it's that gospel that's you know, that real truth is going out, man. Anyway, I mean, you know, the point is made. Yeah, this is just one of them, you know, hey, one of them stories where this gospel is being going forth, man. I mean, it is what it is, man. You know what I'm saying? Like I said again, you know, he's approaching it the wrong way, if you ask me. Because again, you know, when you go to work, man, just go to work, man. You don't have to go to work with damn fringes all over everything. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to let these people know what you're into. They don't need to know. You don't have to know. Just go get your coins and bring your ass home, man. And that Friday sundown, the Saturday sundown shit, that is not scriptural. Now, if you do it that way, hey, we ain't tripping. You know what I'm saying? I mean, hey, you know, now you rock on out. But we do explain that it goes by the new moon. So with that, pray that this lesson was edifying. Kwame Yashala in the Bible Ball.